the first thing why I'm not getting the offer letter or why the offer letter is getting delayed. So each and every company, okay, so when you take it at a scale, so they hire a lot of people, okay, so they need a lot of workforce. So this time they have hired a lot of people from India. Okay, Cognizant has hired a lot of people from India. So the thing that might have happened is they might have not planned, or they might have planned in a way that they take people at different times. Okay, so Cognizant has this same schema already. So even last year we had people coming in, till May, sorry, till March. So you might expect the same trend to continue in this year as well. So people will try to push through the same schema of getting them into batches. So they also need to train them, and trainers need to have time, and they have to catch hold of trainers to train you guys. And there are a lot of things involved in just running the training program, so which is absolutely, it is like a free of cost thing that they do. So they even pay you for learning. So this is an absolute program which runs entirely on their money. So you are not paying anything, and you are even getting paid to just learn things. So not every company does this. Okay, so the another part when it comes to training people is that they need space and time, and they need to hire resources for training, and they need to have resources allocated to you to train you guys. So there are a lot of things involved. There are unseen things, behind the scene things that has been going on, for quite a while, and most people don't understand that, and just comment uh, stating that I'm not getting the offer. So if you're not getting the offers, right? So there are a couple of things that you have to keep in mind if you're not getting the offers. So the first thing, you might not performed well in your the whatever assessment that they had for the interview and other things. So that is the first hurdle that you might had. No others other no your even your college mates or even your classmates might have got the offers. I know you are not getting it, so that might be one of the reasons why you are not getting the offers, or you are not expected to get it soon. So that might be one of the reason. And the second thing is, the the Cognizant has changed their onboarding and other processes. From it is way different. I have seen like more people pinging me, so I have asked them a couple of questions based on how onboarding process is going on. Or the process changed a little. So the thing that they are implementing right now is they are looking for people. They are separating you into different groups, right? So they want people who can work directly with minimal amount of training. So you might think that CS and IT guys are good at coding, and they are they have an upper hand on you guys to get into the projects quickly, and they have the ability to take up projects, or they can be deployed easily. So that is the first thing that you can do. Okay, so that is the first thing that I want to convey. So CS and IT guys will be preferred first, since they have already the basics covered. So they just need to train them on based on what they need, and what Cognizant needs, and what is it BU vacancy and other things. So what project they can be involved in. So that is the second thing that reason for you not getting your offers. So the third thing is your college. So there are times where they split you into tiers. So the college has some tiers. So if you are not aware of it, AICT is the board which ranks colleges, various ranks and tiers. So if you check that out, there are different tiers of colleges: tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. So you might fall at tier 2 or tier 3. So they want people who are in top tier colleges to join Cognizant at the first. So that is the process that they are having right now. And there is a mix up as well, since it is purely virtual. It is the entire mix up of things. So they have people coming from various colleges. But what we had was like a single college, and they roll out offers to the entire college. So if 200 of them are hired in a single particular university, they roll out offers to all the 200. and they onboard them in the same day, so that that way the students can get friends, or they can take up PGs, or rooms according to that. So that was the case when we joined. So that is the not the case right now, since everything is gone virtual. So things have changed from the past. What it was, the regular procedure, the normal procedure, that what you might have expected if you this pandemic was not there at all. So that is the third thing that might have affected you, to not get your offers rolled out. So the fourth thing that I see is, some colleges have exams. So when your turn comes, so let's say you must have been onboarded on 13th. So 13th, most people have texted me that 13th I am having exams, and even after a week I have exams. So we have the college has informed the uh, CTS POC that we won't be able to accept the offers on intern, so you might shift it. So when you tell those kind of statements, right? So it is already late, and if you are giving excuses that you have exams and other things, so yeah, so the you will be put it at the end. So it is like a queue where once you are out of the queue, right? So you have to come from the end. So when you go like that, it is a problem. It is a problem for you. It is neither way. It is not going to affect the company. So they will keep on stacking up all of you guys at the end. So that might be the case, but it may not be the case as well. So you might be called on the next batch. Once your exams are over, you might be called in the next upcoming batches. So that might be the case, but we have to wait and see that what happens when it rolls out, and other things, and how other guys are doing. So I hope this cleared your question of why you are not getting your offers rolled out. So these are the some of factors that might affected your if you are good at coding. So someone pinged me on Instagram stating that I am very good at coding, Bhaiya. So what can I do? Or I am good at machine learning, and will I get machine learning domains? I am changing my domain, and there are a lot of things on domain part. So I hope we have a question on domain. So we'll come back to that. Okay, so we'll come back to that. So domain is nothing but you where you will be put on. So since this is a service based company, and you never know what role you are going to work on. So if you are selected for product based, or this is like 200 people are hired, and they don't know what to do with this 200 people, right? So if let's say you are applying for Google or Microsoft, so you are applying for a job role. Okay, so Cognizant doesn't do that. They don't hire for a job role. They have different job different domains, and they pick people, they train on something, and they deploy. So Microsoft or other fan companies doesn't do that. So you are picked up for a software role, and you are going to work on that. So they know that where to put you guys, and where to in which project you might be deployed into. Say they have a structured way. But since it is a service based company, and they hire in a huge number, and it is difficult for them to even see where you can fit in. So it is difficult, since the assessments are pretty easy, most people crack it, and they don't even know where you guys can be put in. So that is the hectic situation that most service based companies are in, and even Cognizant is not an exception to that. But the only thing that you can do is, whatever you are getting right now, please accept it and then move on. So after a year, you can definitely change your domains and do whatever you want. So you just learn whatever you are interested in. So if you are interested in machine learning, I want to learn data science, data analytics, or cybersecurity, or IoT device. I just want to work on smart devices. So there are tons of learning resources that are provided by Cognizant. So you can definitely go through all of those and start learning your what interested or you want. So that is the first thing that you can do. The second thing is like the domain which you are put in. So once you are put in a different domain, right? So I have been keep on telling you guys, I was put in .NET. So I am pretty sure that most of you know it. So .NET is which I don't like. So I haven't used .NET anywhere in my project. So I use Django, Flask, and I am a Python guy, so I use all Python. So I haven't got with .NET. So but I accepted it, and I'm not changing my domain or anything. But I keep trying to change my domain, but the only thing that you have to focus on is what you have right now in your hand. So if you are like I am good at programming, I know DSA, so I apply for other companies. You can definitely do that, and after this intern definitely you can go out. So there is no stopping you from doing that. So you can definitely do that. There is no problem for you guys to just be there and waste your time. So you can definitely do that if you're too good at programming. So that is the thing that I have to tell you guys for this live. So we'll take up questions. So have a few, I guess. So let's start from Achilles. The domain in CSD is same for full time. Yeah. So what you will be trained on, you will be put in training. So if you are not, if you're put in Java, what you will do? You will learn there again. So it will be the same domain. So let's go to the second one. So can you please suggest a good laptop for internship under I found on HP. Okay, so I think that is pretty good. So if you can get it with that specs, I think that will be really fine. If you can get that with 10th Gen i3, so generation doesn't matter. So I did a video on that thing. I think we had earlier a video on internship for laptops and other things. So if you're interested in that, please do check that out. So you will definitely find something out of that. So it is like you have already the good spec. So 4 GB RAM, but once you get to at least try to get at least 8 GB of RAM. So if you can afford it, you will be put in 6 months, right? So 6 months of 10K is like you will get around 50 plus or 45 plus. So if you can get it on EMI or something like that, it'll really helpful, since you are getting your first laptop. If you are getting for the first laptop, then I highly recommend that you at least get your 10th gen out. So max it out to 8 GB RAM. So I highly recommend that you do that, since Cognizant works on Windows. So if you are with under just 4 GB of RAM, your Windows will juice it up the entire 4 GB of RAM. So you can never use it. So you can just at least bump it up to 8 GB of RAM, so that it kind of gets you.